Our next speaker is Peyton Jackson, followed by Gerald Banks Sr.
Good afternoon, Council. I went to one of the best high schools in the state of Texas, Plano West Senior High. And during my junior year there, I was handed a book titled Brave New World. Now, bear with me, it's been a decade, but from what I can remember, it's about this futuristic society that doesn't stress much. They take a drug called soma, which is probably ecstasy, and they indulge in completely random or planned out orgies. Now, while that all sounds amazing, yet somewhat like The Weekend at Diddy's house, imagine if the Rich Dad Poor Dad series was given to me instead. Now, don't get me wrong, as a woman of 28 years, I am extremely accomplished. I mean, I bust right through Maslow's pyramid, but I didn't need to read A Brave New World. I needed to create one. I mean, I should have been given Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clausen, The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, Tax-Free Wealth by Tom Wheelwright, What the Rockefellers Do by Gunderson, or The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Well, maybe not that last one, it's a little toxic. But it's not just Fort Worth ISD or Grand Prairie or Dallas ISD, it's the public school system as a whole that's failing. I mean, imagine going over test scores from third and fourth graders and then deciding to break ground on the next prison. But something that me and this council can agree on is that this is a political issue. For us, it's a personal issue for y'all. As a parent, I gave up on Fort Worth ISD and Dallas ISD long ago with no regrets. We teach to a test that teaches us nothing. That STAR test does not align with reality outside of graduation. I mean, you graduate high school, you know nothing about how to do your taxes, let alone the benefits of corporate taxation. You graduate high school, you know nothing about the 5 factors of credit right before you take out a massive student loan. Speaking of student loans, you know nothing about the calculations of DTI, unknowing that that's going to be used for your mortgage. Speaking of mortgages, you know nothing about construction, even though in the state of Texas, you don't even need a license to build. I mean, I would bring up the lack of knowledge surrounding government contracts or infinite banking or any of the auctions that we have, like the one we had this morning, but we even took driver's ed out of school. So I have no idea what we're doing. But back to my point, I said it once and I'll say it again, student loan debt is one of the top 3 consumer debts in this nation, yet we still preach that you have to go to college to be successful, and that's not true. That's not true. But you see, I don't need student loan forgiveness. They'll get it back when I get it. What I need is for a revolutionary to stand up and nip it in the bud with this next generation. But here I am in front of city officials, school board officials, county officials, state officials, federal officials who are good for nothing more than a few galas and photo ops. And sometimes they aren't even good at that. But Les Brown said that whatever we have to do to save our children, it's worth it. But not when your administrations are worthless. Mayor Parker, you can go ahead and call your next speaker.